In video 1, we tackled how our mornings, our meals, our social circles, and even our workouts can silently drain us. But what if the biggest energy thieves are even more insidious, hiding in plain sight within our own minds and beliefs? Welcome back. I'm a Sunday, and in this second part of the 7 Silent Saboteurs, we're diving into the final 3 often overlooked reasons you're exhausted, and the surprising truths that will set you free. Get ready for some uncomfortable honesty and game-changing insights, because understanding these last 3 secrets is where true, lasting energy begins. Let's finish what we started. Secret 5, the gray blur, making boredom illegal. Okay, story time. There was a stretch of my life, months, maybe even years, where I did everything right. I had a stable job, a decent apartment, a fridge that didn't smell like regret. I even went to the gym 3 times a week and meal prepped quinoa like a responsible adult who had accepted that fun was dead. And yet, I was exhausted all the time. But not, I've been working too hard tired, more like my soul is in a coma tired. You know that flavor of fatigue where nothing's technically wrong, but everything feels like wallpaper? The kind where you wake up and immediately start counting how many hours until you can go back to bed? At first, I blamed work, then sleep, then gluten, then Mercury in retrograde. But none of it was the real problem. I was bored. Not nothing to do bored, emotionally bored, spiritually bored. The kind of bored where your life is technically full, but everything inside it feels gray. Here's the part no one talks about. Boredom is exhausting. Not the kind where you're stuck in traffic, the kind where your days all look the same, feel the same, blur together like a rerun you never asked to watch. And when that kind of monotony sets in, your brain starts going into energy-saving mode, literally. It stops firing up the good chemicals. No dopamine, no reward, just this endless fog of meh. And it's dangerous because it doesn't feel like a problem you need to fix. It feels like you're the problem. What if a little bit of weird is your secret energy boost? So, I started doing something radical. I made boredom illegal. Now, before you imagine me skydiving and buying a motorcycle, relax. I'm not talking about Instagram adventure nonsense. I'm talking about little sparks. Tiny doses of novelty, micro doses of, whoa, that was different. Like switching up my walk route, trying a weird recipe, saying yes to something I'd normally autopilot not to, listening to music from a genre I used to mock. Shout out to Mongolian throat singing for waking up parts of my brain I forgot existed. And the impact? Unreal. I started feeling more alive. Not in a fake productivity hack way, but in a my brain actually wants to be awake today kind of way. Because here's the science. Novelty fuels dopamine, and dopamine fuels energy. You don't need a vacation in Bali to feel alive. Sometimes you just need a reason to look up, a moment that breaks the loop, a spark. If your life has become an endless loop of screens, chores, scrolling, surviving, and collapsing into bed just to do it all again, yeah, no wonder you're tired. You're not broken, you're understimulated. Rest isn't just about slowing down, it's about reconnecting with anything that makes you feel something. Joy is fuel. If you never give yourself even a sip of it, your tank will stay empty no matter how much sleep you get. Do one thing today that breaks your loop. Doesn't have to be big, just different. Write with your non-dominant hand. Eat lunch in a weird spot. Watch a movie you've never heard of. Remind your brain that life isn't just a checklist, it's a playground. Secret 6, the unspoken truth. Lying to yourself is exhausting. All right, so this is the part where things stop being fun and start getting uncomfortably honest. Because it turns out one of the biggest reasons I was tired all the time, no, it was sneakier than that. It was a quiet dishonesty. The kind where I said I was fine and I wasn't. Where I told people I loved my job, but I fantasized about quitting every 11 minutes. Where I said I was just tired when really I was spiritually malnourished and low-key drowning in unspoken disappointment. And here's what hit me like a truck full of therapy sessions. Lying to yourself is exhausting. Carrying around resentment? Exhausting. Pretending you're okay with your life when you're actually deeply unsatisfied? Soul-crushingly exhausting. I didn't realize how much energy I was bleeding every day just holding in the truth. The truth that I hated certain parts of my routine, the truth that I outgrew some of the things I once prayed for, the truth that I was afraid of change, of judgment, of what would happen if I actually admitted, I don't want this anymore. And for a while, I avoided that truth by doing what most people do. I stayed busy. Busyness is the adult pacifier. It keeps your mouth full so you don't have to speak what's real. And the more I stayed busy, the more I stayed tired. Until one night, I cracked. No dramatic breakdown, no Lifetime movie moment. Just me sitting in my car after a long day parked outside my apartment, holding my steering wheel like it had answers. And I whispered, I don't want to do this anymore. What unspoken truth is silently draining your bandwidth? That was the moment. Not a fix, not a solution, just a truth, finally said out loud. And that's when the energy started to come back, not all at once, but slowly. Because when you stop suppressing your truth, your nervous system doesn't have to work overtime pretending everything's okay. You free up bandwidth. You stop managing a facade. You stop carrying the weight of pretending to be someone you're not. And honesty becomes fuel. Look, truth isn't always convenient. Sometimes it's ugly. Sometimes the truth is you hate your job. You miss someone. You're not over what happened 3 years ago. You're not the person you thought you'd be by now. And saying it out loud won't magically fix everything, but it will give your spirit room to breathe. Because as long as you're pretending, you're leaking energy. And no amount of sleep, supplements, or self-care Sundays will patch a soul that's tired from lying to itself. So I got real with myself. I journaled the stuff I was scared to admit. I talked to a friend who doesn't flinch when things get heavy. I looked in the mirror and said, this isn't working, but maybe something else can. If you're tired and you don't know why, ask yourself what you're hiding. Not from others, from you. And if your chest got a little tight just now, that's not random. That's your body recognizing the truth and saying, please let me exhale.
Secret 7. The guilt trap. Earning rest instead of taking it. You want to know something that messed me up for years? I believed I had to earn rest. Like it was some kind of twisted loyalty points program. Congratulations, you did enough soul-sucking tasks today. Here's your crumb of peace. Don't get used to it. I'd finish a long day, sit on the couch, finally exhale, and then immediately feel this low-key panic like, wait, did I do enough to justify sitting here? And if the answer was maybe not, I'd get up, open my laptop, answer emails at 10:37 p.m. like I was trying to win Employee of the Month in a job that wouldn't even send me a fruit basket. Because somewhere along the way, I learned that rest is only okay if it's deserved. If you worked hard, if you checked every box, if everyone else is taken care of first, if the kitchen's clean, inbox zeroed, goals hit, metrics met, body moved, mind stimulated, Sparky the dog walked, and there's absolutely nothing else you could possibly be doing, then maybe you can chill. And if that's not insane, I don't know what is. Here's what I finally realized, and it hit me like a revelation. Rest is not a reward. Rest is a requirement, like oxygen, like water, like carbs, no matter what keto influencers say. And when you treat rest like a trophy, you turn your life into a never-ending tournament. You're always chasing, hustling, grinding, pushing for what? To finally feel like you've earned a nap? That's not success. That's slavery in Wi-Fi form. What if your biggest act of rebellion is simply resting? So I stopped. Not gradually, not gracefully. Just someday I hit a wall and said, screw it, I'm resting now. Not because I earned it, but because I need it, because I'm a human, because being alive in this world is exhausting enough without also needing to prove your worth to an imaginary productivity god every time you want to close your eyes. You know what changed? Everything. When I gave myself permission to rest on good days, bad days, lazy days, productive days, my energy didn't just return. It stabilized. I stopped swinging between burnout and guilt, stopped mistaking collapse for restoration, stopped trying to schedule recovery like my body was some kind of fragile tech device overheating from too many tabs. And I learned this. Rest doesn't just refill you, it redefines you. It's the moment your brain goes quiet and your soul speaks up. It's the quiet rebellion in a culture that screams, do more until you forget who you are. It's how you reclaim your humanity when the world tries to turn you into a spreadsheet with legs. So now I rest without guilt. I unplug unapologetically. I nap like it's my right. I say no like it's my love language. Because a well-rested version of me is more powerful than any burnt-out overachiever version society tried to sell me.
The real takeaway and your next mission. Your tiredness is not a flaw. It's not weakness. It's not laziness. It's data. It's your body, your mind, your soul saying, please, for once, listen. If you needed someone to give you permission, here, I'm giving it. Lay down, turn it off, take a break, opt out, do it without guilt, without apology, without anyone's damn approval, because you don't need to earn peace. You were born deserving it. If even one part of this two-part series made you feel seen or heard or a little less alone, then you already know what to do. Don't just like it, live it. Take what hit you hardest and do something about it. Not tomorrow, not when you're less busy. Now. Because tired isn't your identity, it's your signal. And now you've got the message. What you do next, that's where your story changes. If these 7 secrets just flip the switch in your understanding of energy and you're hungry for more, then you cannot miss our next video. We're diving deep into the psychological hack that makes setting boundaries feel effortless, not awkward, transforming your relationships and boosting your energy even further. Trust me, it's a game changer. Click here to watch it now.